My name's Graydon Baki. I wrestled 170. I placed 8th at state. Tournament didn't go as well as I planned. I had the 4th seed, but stuff doesn't go well when you're at state. It's a different breed of wrestling out there. But I won the first match 17-5. Ended up losing the second match to Brookings. That put me in consolation, and I just decided I'm going to get the job done, and took that second kid out and pinned him, put me in placing rounds, and came in the second day and didn't go so well and lost that. So put me in 8th, and I think my mindset wasn't there. So I ended up losing to a peer kid, but we'll come back next year and work harder.
Hi, I'm Cassandra Witte. I wrestled at Girls 120 and I placed 7th place. My first match I wrestled was against a Spearfish girl. It was 16 seconds. It was my fastest match there. But I don't know, I pinned her in chicken wing. That was probably one of my favorite matches.
Hello, my name's Logan Brown, and I'm a sophomore, and I placed 8th at state. I was ranked 11th, and I lost my first match pretty tough, but I just wrestled back.
I'm Riley Schmidt, and I was ranked number 3 going into regions and stuff. And then at state, I turned up and got 3rd place.
I'm Landon Winter. I'm a senior, and I placed 2nd at state. I felt good the whole state tournament, upset the 1 seed in the semis, ended up losing by 2 in the finals, so it wasn't a bad outcome. I still felt happy with the state tournament.
My name is Ryan Chetter. I wrestle 106 pounds, and I got 8th at state this year.
My name is Jackson Morrison. I wrestled 195 this year, and I placed 3rd in state this year.
Hey, we're at Central High School visiting with the Cobblers head wrestling coach Lance Pearson. Just finished recently with the state tournament, and lots to talk about.
The year we had this year, definitely a little bit of a learning process throughout the year. We had a really extremely young team, had very few returning varsity guys, but at the end of the year, we qualified 10 kids for the state tournament, and then 1 girl on that side of the bracket. And of those 10 plus our girl, we were able to place 7 of them at the state tournament. So really, it's kind of how you want things to go as a coach, just to progressively get better throughout the year and then peak at that postseason time. One of the big ones that started off the year with a bang and really kind of kept things going throughout the year was our freshman Ryan Chetter at 106. He really battled all throughout the year, really kind of making a name for himself. This was his first year on varsity for us. He walked into the state tournament, had some really close matches, whether he won or lost, was able to get himself a pin his first match of the state tournament, which is huge points for the team, and then he finished up placing 8th for us at 106. Riley Schmidt at 113, another kid that really hit his stride after the East-West duels, probably the middle of January. I think he only lost 1 time until we got to the state tournament, and we got beat by the same kid in the semis. But every other match that he had, he scored bonus points for us with either a pin or a tech fall, and he ended up finishing 3rd. So he had a great state tournament as well. Logan Brown at 120. He was not seeded into the top 8, and for him to place, again, he really had to wrestle his tail end off. He lost his very first match of the tournament, which makes it hard to come back through, but he did and placed 8th for us. And then we jumped up to 160, which is Landon Winter, and he had, as a coach, probably a storybook semifinal. We drew the number 1 seed, wrestled a perfect match. It was tied right up until the last probably 15, 20 seconds of the match. We score a takedown to go up and get the win. He wrestled a real tough match in the finals, ended up losing by 2 to the kid from Stevens, defending state champ. So again, he had a great tournament for him. 170, Graydon Baki. He might have thought he didn't have the tournament that he wanted, but that weight class was really stacked. After about the top 2, I would say the next 8 to 10 kids were very comparable. And he just happened to hit hit the tournament where some guys had kind of figured him out, had strategized how to stay out of what he liked to do. And he still plays for us, but I know that's not what he wants, and that should motivate him for next year. Rounding things out for the boys was Jackson Morrison at 195. I'll be honest, he might have been the wrestler of the tournament, and he missed out in our tournament. We only seed the top 10, and he missed out on getting a seed and had the unfortunate luck of drawing the number 1 seed right off the bat. He lost that match, and from that point on, his mentality, he just wanted to make the guys that had to fall back into him wish that he wouldn't have got beat worse than he did. And he just really went on a roll. He had a close one with the Stevens kid to get into the placings. And then the next day, everybody that fell into him, of course, had just lost either their semifinal match or another match to get into 3rd and 4th. And so he really beat some top-level kids to be basically an unseeded kid and to place 3rd like he did. Really a testament to his mental toughness and where he could go for next year. Our girl, Cassandra Witte, she again had a bigger state tournament than last year. You know, the girls wrestling is doing what it's done across the country, and it's just exploding in South Dakota. So a lot of these girls that placed last year, you know, they had ideas of, hey, we want to be a state champion, and that's great, and she worked her tail off that way, but you have so many more competitors this year. Next year there'll even be more, which is great for the sport, but it really makes things that much more competitive. And so she lost a tough heartbreaker in the quarterfinals and then wrestled her way back for a 7th place finish. And she really, I know, has her mindset on a state title next year, wants to do a ton of wrestling in the off season. I'm just really, really excited about where we're at with this team, and especially being able to finish in the top 10 with how we started the year.
Coach, next year the state wrestling tournament is going to be right across the street here at the Monument.
Exactly. You know, we couldn't be more happy. And South Dakota high school activities, you know, they see what kind of center that we have here, the Monument, and how it compares with the Denny Sanford Premier Center. And they've made the decision to split the state tournament back and forth every year. So basically every odd year it'll be out here in Rapid City. We're ecstatic about it. Our kids, like I said, we had a growing year, a young team, and now we've got to kind of shift our focus. It was one thing to finish the way we did, but now we got to go back to work, and hopefully we can qualify as a team for the team duels, because that's one thing that Central High School has never been a part of, even back when they had it before. Now with the PowerPoint system, it truly is in our hands. We can qualify for that, and we'd really love to be able to do that in the next few years.
Since the state tournament is going to be here in Rapid City every couple of years, provides an opportunity for a lot more local fans to see the state tournament.
It really does, and ever since I grew up in Phillip and then coaching here at Rapid City Central, obviously we feel real strong about West River Wrestling, and there are a ton of diehard wrestling fans out here. And you look at our tournament team placings, you know, Stevens and Sturgis and where we're trying to get to, we have a lot of good representation in the West River. And so having it out here, a lot of our fans, get to just drive right over here to the Monument and get to see the best wrestling South Dakota has to offer.
Coach, always great to visit with you.
Well, thank you, and thanks for taking the time to come talk to our kids, come talk to me, and once a cobbler, always a cobbler.